Hi, back with Breathing with Bierman. I'm with Jody Wood, actor. You're doing voiceovers for video games too, or something? Now?
Yeah, I did a lot for Grand Theft Auto and
Really?
NFL. Yeah.
You get residuals for that and everything?
Oh my God! Everybody always wants to know how much an actor.
I want to know.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's like.
I just want to
watch the show.
I want to salivate at the thought of it that I even get to.
Yes,
that
I get
level.
residuals. That's why I do shit like this.
We talked to Al. Al was saying Al Pacino said it would be a good movie. Anyway, we have Loren LePre showing my loyalty. And also, he actually called me. Someone actually called me back. Loren LePre, who is a local film legend in Philadelphia in the tri-state area, has done average superstar films where he promotes indie films and everything. He's been working on, almost for a year and a half, 2 years, on the movie, because I'm enunciating now, because Jody's also pointed out I don't enunciate.
Now you're sounding phony, though. Just talk.
I'm not being real.
Right. Just be yourself.
I'm being a goof.
You
got your arm right.
That's you. That's you.
Thank you.
But just be yourself, man.
Thank you. Loren has been working on The Dark Military, which I have a part in, and I think this Oscar consideration possibly.
I heard there's some buzz.
Buzz going. And he is now back to talk about all the work he's put into this film. The last time I talked to you, we'd done pre-editing, post-editing, editing, and what's happening with The Dark Military, and we have questions we have to ask you.
Gotcha. Well, Dark Military, we finished about 5 days ago, 12:30 in the morning, and then myself and my editor, Steve Carino, we're right back up at 6 in the morning to go to do our day job because we can't survive on this in this area. So you got to still work the day job to do the mortgage thing. And then, you work your normal shift, 90-minute break, right back to the editing office till midnight. And that's kind of been the blunt of our life for about a year now. Yeah. So good 4 to 6 days a week, depending, And that day you get off, you don't want to move. So you kind of come antisocial. But, you got to work extra hard here when you're from Philadelphia.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you got to be extra hard. When you're an indie filmmaker, you need to work extra hard and make sure your film has no kinks. You can't just, when we get to that part of the movie, this kind of breeze by it, in hopes of, we'll still get that good big distribution deal anyway. It does not work. The distribution companies are not going to tolerate something like that. You're not going to recoup your money. You probably still won't recoup all your money, but
they don't want you cutting corners.
Yes. And to top it all off, it's you. If you're expecting in any way to be funded by some major company, you gotta knock it out of the ballpark every time. And you can't be making a movie that's like, hey, I'm just impressing my friends and my family, or just making a movie for your mantle. Not that there's anything wrong with making a movie for your mantle, but for someone like me and Steve Carino, we're looking to do this for a living. No kinks. You gotta work harder.
Right.
Harder.
And take no chances that you...
Take no chances, but when I also making harder is you don't have all the budget to pay everyone to do every department that you want. So you got to take on bigger responsibilities. It's us. It's everything. And you can't be like, I'm tired. I need to cut out on this. No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
You have to.
And you got some pretty big actors in this film. Some people have worked in Hollywood.
Yeah. Our Marcos Taylor, who's a now guy. He was in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
I know he was in.
He plays a cop, right?
In our movie.
Yeah.
He is the lead cop in the movie. Yes.
He's the chief.
Yes, he played Suge Knight's character in Straight Outta Compton. Then you got cameos by Sharon Lynch from Dark Shadows, who was I was on the show first time here with you. Alex Vincent, the little boy who Chucky was trying to kill in the first Child Play movie.
Yeah.
Lou Meany, the wrestler from ECW Wrestling. But, they have cameos, So, and then the rest is about 60 to 70 actors, including Adam.
Yeah.
Myself.
So you directed it?
I directed it. I wrote it. It took me 9 months to write, over 19 drafts.
It's like your baby.
Yeah, it's my baby, but I also never called myself a script writer. So, I got 5 people helping me. So they're like, circling. This is in the wrong format. You said this 5 times. You really said this 5 times? No, I didn't, did I? Yeah. It's just so you're learning on the fly. You're getting all your kinks out, and you're making it presentable.
Is this the first one you've written?
Yes, I've done short films, but there's shorts, feature. Yeah. So,
cool.
So and everything came together. I've been doing this for about 7 years now. So I've been taking care of Philadelphia at the same time with Freedom Shorts and Liberty Massacre. Showcasing films from around the world. So,
what direction is that going in?
So basically, so my event Freedom Shorts, that takes place twice a year in Philly, and also Liberty Massacre. Let me explain it. Freedom Shorts runs twice a year out of the Trocadero Theater. That is every style of movie. It could be a cartoon, it could be a comedy, it could be a drama, it could be a horror. It's like channel surfing. You never know what film you're getting next. I get films from around the world there, so we run that 3 days. And recently, the last time I ran 3 days out of 3 different venues. Before that, it was always out of the Trocadero. Now I'm running out of multiple venues. We had 40 films from around the world last time from 13 different continents. So it was really amazing.
They submit these to you?
Yeah, people submit from a few different websites.
Your team watches.
My team watches it, including me. I mean,
So you've seen a lot of.
I've seen. That's the big thing. Is like in my position, I get to see what's going on in the world and where the bar is. And that is like one thing I feel like a lot of people in my area, my peers of Philly, they're kind of trying to please their locals of trying to establish. And I don't want to say I don't care because that's my community. Right. But I'm trying to be on a worldwide level.
Right.
You got to think
a higher level.
With worldwide eyes. I don't want to just impress the home team. I want to impress the world. That's what I want to be.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's your passion.
Yeah. Good. So that's where I'm trying to take the festival. I'm trying to, just keep this constant. It's 5 years running now, so I'm trying to bring in more of the best films from around the world. And, I'm hoping to help. Hoping this is going to become eventually a stop. For everybody in Philadelphia, like, hey, if you got a short film, you want to do Freedom Shorts. And then you got Liberty Massacre. That is exactly that. It's all horror genre,
which is big.
And which you just had here earlier, one of our winners. Knit was one of our winners.
Yeah.
You just had your best actress in here from that. So,
Are you involved with that? Oh,
that's my event.
Oh, that was in the event, right?
Yep.
Not the film. Okay.
Yes, so that makes me outrake them, and that's why I'm after them, because they were the pre-show. Not lovely, Amar, you're right. But yeah, so
much more time too.
Yes. Right. So so that's what I'm doing.
But one thing that impresses me, you have a guidepost, and that's about Loren LePre. It's true, but not only do you have a plan that you stick to that makes sense, and you think long term. You're not quitting.
No.
It's so easy to freak out, do drugs, quit.
What is this drugs thing?
Well, that's what a lot of these actors are pretty crazy. They say they're serious, but they don't keep their.
You have to stay focused.
Absolutely.
Drugs is never my thing anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Jody said that too. That's all. He couldn't get married. He was telling me, he knew it was hard to get in, but that didn't stop him. And you just focus.
You just focus. You just stick with it. It's your passion.
You have to be driven.
But you have to have a plan too.
You have to outwork everybody, including your peers. You just got to be. You got to.
There's a lot of
that
filmmakers out there. There's a lot of actors out there, and as you know, I'm sure why I asked before about the films that you've seen. Some of them must have been like, "What is this? Are they kidding me?"
Oh my God, yeah. You have that wow.
Like, they don't even get it. That it sucks.
Wow. I've had people submit like Star Wars fan films and in their backyard.
Yeah. That's right.
And there's a pool and a dog runs by and I'm like, what are they doing? And those are the people that write you back and say, why didn't you accept my film? And I'm like, you want to facepalm. You're like, and you got to watch your wording because.
You actually answer them?
I
give them 2 words.
Sometimes I might, but and then you get some of the people that, they might get a bad taste in their mouth. Be like, well, we don't want to be in your festival anyway, and you're like, well, you did because you submitted to it, So it comes with the humor, but you shouldn't be in this business at all if you don't have thick skin. You got to be ready. I mean, people come at you could do something for all these filmmakers, and the one film you don't take because they skipped out on something, or maybe they just cloned the last film. Maybe it's just people in a kitchen talking for 6 minutes, and I was like, all right, that was well done, well shot, funny, cute. Then they submit it, it's basically the same film over again. Well, I don't want that back in there. No, and then they get offended. Well, we support you the whole time. You're like, this is nothing personal. Right. But out of the 200 films that were submitted, this doesn't cut it this time.
Doesn't make it.
Don't take it seriously, but that sometimes happens.
Right.
You got to remember, someone might turn on you. And that's not, I don't think that's a film thing.
Yeah.
That's just on life. You never know. Someone gets mad at you.
But they don't even understand. We're not doing charity either. But thank you. I have other things I can show. I've done this before.
Yeah.
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 What else?
You were talking about the director's virus. Or so?
Oh God,
What is
yes,
it?
we're
What is
going there. All right, so
that? Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Philadelphia has a bad virus going around, and
What does that mean?
I was a part of this virus. Okay, I am now cured. Okay.
Congratulations.
Are you blowing up? Because we don't know what it is.
Yes. Okay. So what
Yeah.
goes on in Philadelphia
Exciting.
is you have a lot of filmmakers that skip out on a lot of things when they film. Okay. It's just someone may run around with a camera, very little lighting or no lighting at all. Maybe we'll skip the audio. You don't need that. You don't need storyboard. You don't need a shot list. You don't need to do ADR, and they're just making diarrhea. They're just making an express film just so they could, high five their friends and say and get praise. Well, these actors that come in don't realize, because maybe they've not been to a bigger set, that this film, the way they're doing it, is completely wrong.
And they're wasting their time.
And when they're looking around at it, they're like, well, this didn't seem too hard.
Oh, I could do this.
I could do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Oh.
So now, all of a sudden, within a year, this actor is now a director, and he's casting people, and this virus is going on, and you don't realize that, there's got to be a firestorm to purify.
It's like a
it.
subterranean world of crap, then, basically.
It's bad. It's pardon my French. Philly sometimes is just a big circle of shit, and that's like you gotta watch. And you know what? I was a guy too. I just told you. I mean, I'm not gonna throw everyone under the bus. I just had a camera in my first 3 short films, and then finally somebody, my West Coast help desk, saw those things and was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I doing? This is great. Everyone thinks it's great." He's like, "Stop it," and they explained to me.
Good. That's
yeah,
great.
and I had to get, I was like an excited dog. They had to put me down and say, "Listen,
This is how you
this
do
is
it.
how it's done. Do you want to impress like 10 of your friends, or do you want to be a filmmaker?
Yeah.
You want to be a filmmaker? Slow down. Here's what you're gonna do."
And you listened.
Yes. Yeah, listen.
So that's the thing. Is a lot of people wouldn't have and don't.
Yes.
And they bring you this shit,
And when you see people doing that, it's good to distance yourself from those type of people. Like, it's just bad. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you want to save those people. You kind of want to get to those actors, like, don't do those films.
Yeah.
But yeah,
in the beginning, actors would do almost anything.
anything. I mean, I've been in 84 films, and there's probably about 5 of them I would gladly link you to and say, I'm happy to be in that. That means there's 70 some that's
Right.
maybe got thrown under the bus. Maybe it never came out.
And I have to admit, I'm naive. I'd go to a set. I just assume people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Oh my God.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that's come in like, oh well, that's another virus. There's a saying, terrible one in Philly is, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
You hear fix it in post, it's over.
Run.
Yeah.
If
You
it
gotta
needs to
fix
be
it
fixed,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
unfixable sometimes. Some of
Yeah.
the stuff like you can't get the location back. Maybe the actors are going to leave the area. Maybe the actors got to change their appearance. Like you can't fix it in post unless it's something technical that maybe you could put a graphic over. But that's a bad saying. And then there's another curse in Philly called next level. When someone says that, that's all these actors like, go to the next level, go to the next level. They never seem to get to the next level. Don't say those words.
What do they mean? Like they're gonna go to Hollywood?
Oh yeah. I say it all the time. Next level, like yeah. Like I always spot it, and I'm like I facepalm. I'm like or
Are they trying to convince themselves?
they're trying to convince themselves.
Look, everybody wants to be a star.
Everyone wants to be a star. Everyone's got a new project going on, but I can't tell you about it though. It's like I've been around a lot of almost, and I don't like to talk about.
You're in the
that.
grassroots, basically.
Yeah. Don't almost just until it happens. Until it happens, don't talk. Don't talk about it.
Okay.
Because otherwise, someone could be like, "What happened to that TV show you were going to be on?"
there.
They'd be like, "Well, now you look foolish because
You've been there. We're talking to other
You
people.
claimed glory before it happened, and that's another thing.
That's a
Oh,
poser.
I'll tell you a million stories about that too.
Yes.
So you're an actor too.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all I really wanted to do. I didn't want to make this film. I didn't want to start the film
Oh,
fest.
really?
I just was attracted to it. I was
But
like,
now a lot of people depend on you, it
I
seems.
know. So now I need to
Wow,
find.
that's awesome.
I need to find a balance here because I was doing 70-some films that just didn't work.
In our final 2 minutes, I wanted to ask Jody quickly, though. What did you do, knowing the odds of making it? Did you just put that out of your mind when you worked?
You think about making it. You just think about do the work. To me, it's about the work.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the work.
Well, you
Just
wanted
do
to
the
make a
work.
living and make
Well,
it a
yes,
life.
of course, and it's a business and all that kind of stuff. And you got to make the rounds. You got to go to the parties. You got to network and all those things. And you do that, and it's fun sometimes. Let's be honest. But you know, it's about focus. It's about knowing who you can work with and who you can trust, which is very, very.
It's hard. There's not really friends in the film business. It's
Not
just
many.
sad to say. You don't want to start opening up that can of worms.
So you have
And,
to have
know, you
street
got to
smarts.
L.A. In L.A. You know, that's the mecca.
But
right?
do you have a rabbi when you were young to show you the ropes, tell you like he was saying, if you hear this, run or anything? Or?
I'm not
You
Jewish.
kind of need to find that out. You need to kind of find that out by yourself.
Get over
You
here.
know, if
over
you're
the head.
at a real network, to me, if you're at a networking event, and anyone who's probably there, anybody big isn't going to be there.
That's absolutely.
So
exactly.
when you're new, it's kind of all right because even those projects I'm talking about, it's not too bad because you're brand new. But you know, after a while, you need to distance yourself. So I'm at the point when someone says like actor, director, producer, I'm like looking them up right in front of them and they're telling me their stuff. I'm Googling them to see,
right there.
if anything pops up.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
We
yeah.
have to wrap it up. Could you just give your bona fides about what's happening in the dark military and everything quickly?
Okay, so everybody who is interested in the dark military, we are having the first screening for it this Sunday, 2 p.m. That's April 2nd. Doors at 2 p.m. and 90-minute movie. A lot of work been done with this. It was featured on Fuse TV, and it's got Fangoria put it out, and we have was the first one to drop the trailer, and we have over 2 million views on the trailer. So
The trailer's awesome.
please
It's
come
just
out and
amazing.
support. We need you. We need you to support our indie films, or we're not going to get anywhere. And we got something really special for you. So please, come check it out.
Dark military. Loren LePre, and we'll be right back.